First, I just want to say how thrilled I am to be here, to feel the energy in the room, to see all of you, and really excited for today for a great set of presentations, discussion, getting to know each other, and of course, working towards solutions for misophonia together. So I just want to give a big thank you to all of you who are in the room. For those of you who do not know me or whom I have not had the pleasure to meet yet, my name is Lauren Hart Hargrove, and I'm the Executive Director of the Misophonia Research Fund. On behalf of the Misophonia Research Fund, I'd like to welcome you to the Misophonia Collaboration Forum Pathways Forward. Whether you came from near or far, to our online audience, welcome. We have over 450 people who signed up to attend online, so you are a vital part of this conversation, and thank you for joining us as well. I want to start first by thanking the founders of the Misophonia Research Fund. The Misophonia Research Fund, or MRF, is an organization that was founded by Steve and Diane Miller, and this was founded due to a personal connection that the Millers have to misophonia. And for that reason, they founded the MRF to fund scientific research to better understand misophonia, better diagnose misophonia, and find ways to treat misophonia, all with the goal of helping those who are suffering from misophonia. So this would not be possible were it not for the support of Steve and Diane. And we just want to thank you for everything you've done, not only for the field, but to enable this event today. Also want to give a big thank you to my team at the Misophonia Research Fund. We have Dr. Kylie McPherson and Dr. Selena Mednikoff. They have worked tirelessly. This is a team effort to put this on. And so thank you, Kylie and Selena. Also have to mention our strategic partners. So this meeting came out of brainstorming and hours of brainstorming and meeting and talking about what would be really impactful given where we are, what we know about misophonia, and where we want to go. And also, who do we need to participate in these conversations, as well as all of the meetings that are already happening online. And hopefully many of you have been able to participate in those, such as Care Day that just happened a couple of weeks ago. So our strategic partners at the Duke Center for Misophonia and Emotion Regulation, So Quiet Advocacy, the Misophonia Research Network, and Northwestern Knowles Hearing Center were vital in putting together and envisioning this conference where we could get together to enable dialogue and to co-create solutions for misophonia. So want to thank not only these strategic partners, but the steering committee members that make up those organizations. And so we have Jennifer Jo Brout, Dr. Jennifer Jo Brout, who's actually one of our online moderators. Jennifer, thank you. We are so grateful to have you with us, helping out with the online moderation as well as our other online moderators. Heather Hansen, Dr. Heather Hansen, who's here in the room. Dr. Zach Rosenthal, Chris Edwards, and Grace Heppes. Thank you very much. We have to give a round of applause to these folks because this would not be possible without them. And to all of our speakers and moderators, it's a really stellar group. So glad to have you with us. Unfortunately, we won't have time to read all of the detailed bios of all of these speakers and moderators, but in the online booklet, there are detailed bios. And so please take a look at those because it's really an awesome group and really amazing to have everybody here today. Thank you, and you'll get to hear from all of them as well. Finally, of course, to the attendees, your voice matters. Online attendees, your voice matters. And the goal of this is to bring in all of the perspectives that we can from the clinician standpoint, talking about clinical care, the research standpoint, talking about gaps and needs in research, from the lived experience standpoint, talking about successes, but also where do we need to go? And together, collectively, with all of your perspectives, the goal of this conference is really to imagine where we can be. So with that, our goals are to build shared understanding, highlight progress, but also understand and identify needs and gaps, and to co-create strategies for the future. Today's agenda will start with just an overview of the state of the field. We then have a panel, Living with Misophonia, the Lived Experience Perspective. We'll talk about needs and gaps from the research and clinician's perspective, and then we'll have some more informal couch chats up here where we'll hear from representatives of these different groups that we just talked about. And then we'll have a breakout session where you'll be able to actually give your input. And by the way, we're going to be taking all of this information that we received today, and the plan is to put out educational materials and a guide informed by all this conversation, as well as you online. So your input is really vital. We'll then have a final talk to kind of bring everything together. So before we move on, I would just like to take an informal poll of the room, so everybody can look around and see who we have in the room. So if you identify with a group of, and you can identify with more than one group, of researcher, please raise your hand. Wow, we have a lot of representation from researchers. If you identify with the lived experience community, somebody impacted by misophonia, and if you identify with clinician or clinician scientist, please raise your hand. It's quite amazing because it's almost a third, a third, a third. And so, as you can see, we have great representation here to enable these conversations. And online, hopefully you were able to participate in that poll that we had up. And we know that we have good representation across the groups as well online. Okay, so for the virtual audience, there are virtual moderators, Ellie Rapp, Jennifer Jo Brout, CJ Gibson, Selena Mednikoff. Thank you again for your participation as virtual moderator. You can interact in the chat, but also there's a Q&A panel. And so please do put any questions in the Q&A. During the panel discussions, we will reserve a portion of time for Dr. Brout to ask questions from the virtual audience of the panelists here in the room. Also note, virtual audience, there is a separate link for the breakout session. So while we're having the breakout session here in the room, you will go over to the breakout session link, and your participation online will mirror what we're doing in the room. And we will be taking notes to incorporate your perspectives as well. And your input is important. So we just encourage respectful dialogue, respectful discourse, and allowing each other to speak today. Friendly reminder to please avoid making trigger noises as possible. We have listed some common ones here. In the online folder, you'll see a booklet produced by So Quiet that actually contains a guide that's really great to trying to avoid producing trigger noises. We ask that you not eat in the room during the presentations themselves, and we will do our best. If there are any needs, please do use that QR code that's on that stand, I don't know what you call it, the standing banner on your table, and let us know if there's anything that we could do differently. There is a quiet room in case anybody just needs some time away from the meeting space, and that is right next door to the left of the registration table. And to, it's just a quiet space for you to go if you need to. Okay, I am going to turn it over to Selena, who's going to give us some information about social media.
If anyone is using social media, we just wanted to give a gentle reminder that if you want to share anything that's happening online or here, please use the hashtag MRF Collab Forum for today's meeting. We are on social media on all platforms at Misophonia Fund, and so are all of our partners, so be sure to tag all of them.
Okay, thank you, Selena.